Good afternoon, ladies and I should say good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I found another light that's not working. It's in flash mode. So I'm not sure if they got the call on this one. I think they did, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just gonna give them a call for this one too. Just gotta make sure the call has been placed. Like I said, safety first. This is at the corner of Roxbury and I guess Malcolm X, Malcolm X.
Thank you for calling Boston 311, the city's 24-hour constituent call center. Please hold, and your call will be answered momentarily.
Let's see if they send the same. They might send the same technician. This is his area.
Thank you for calling 311. This is Mike. How can I help you?
Yes, I want to call in a traffic light flashing at Roxbury Street and looks like Malcolm X Boulevard in Charlotte.
Okay, I actually just got that one, Malcolm X and Sean. I just sent it over to our traffic team.
Oh, you just got it? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. All right, thanks.
Sure thing. Thanks.
Bye. Oh, so they did get that call, which is good. So he said he's going to send over to the traffic team. Let's see. We'll check the. Like I said, I don't fault the city of Boston if they were a little bit late because they have a lot of calls out there. A lot of calls. So if they get here like the other one was like within like 10 minutes. 560 Huntington, a car accident. Well, there's a lot of car accidents because look at this guy. He's speeding right through the light, not even stopping. Like that's the reason why you have a lot of accidents because people are not paying attention and they're not slowing. These roads are slick. The temperature outside right now is 32, 31, depending on where you're at. And just as quick as it's melting, it's freezing back up again. And that's what makes it dangerous. It's like a little sheet of ice underneath. So if you're sitting in a nice warm car, you don't feel the cold temperatures outside, so you assume that it's just liquid, but it's ice. So that's why you slow down. Flashing lights mean stop, proceed with caution. At least proceed with caution. Like I said, a lot of these cars, they don't even, they know this is the intersection, but they just go right through it. If I can give you a... Look at this car speeding right through, not even stopping. Look at this, not even stopping at all. Like full speed, pretty much. Who does that at an intersection with flashing lights? We got Boston police there. I guess they're going to the accident on Huntington Ave. Like there's been accidents all over the city. I seen a few of them. I think I recorded a few of them too. I have to see what's on the video. But there's accidents all over the city, and people are just not paying attention. Like I don't know what they're thinking about or what's going through their mind, but people just doing things that are like not normal. I should say. The last call that was put in, they got here within like 10 minutes. So if they respond within another 10, 15 minutes, and I would say they're doing overall great on the response team. Matter of fact, that looks like That's not one of their trucks over there. I was looking up from a distance. I can't tell from here. That could be one of their trucks over there. I can't quite see it because there's other stuff blocking. No, that's not one of the trucks. It's something different. Yeah, straight through, non-stop. Like, now all it takes is two cars doing the same thing in opposite directions, and you have a problem. You know, if two cars go through an intersection at that running speed and they both see each other at the same time, they hit the brakes, the chance of them stopping right with ice on the ground is not going to happen. It's just not safe. If you go through an intersection without stopping, these cars are going a little too fast through the intersection. I can look up the driving book. I thought of flashing. I could be wrong. I thought all flashing lights at one time you're supposed to stop and proceed with caution when you see any flashing light. Now some people tell me if you have the red, that the red means you're supposed to stop, then proceed with caution. If you have a yellow or a green, you're supposed to just proceed with caution. So, but either way, whatever how you look at it, they both mean proceed with caution. But I want to find out the exact. But that's not proceeding with caution when you drive through a light without looking and no brakes.
800 Morris, they want one removed from the lobby.
So I'll look that up. Cause it's been a while since I looked at the driving book. And I want to be sure when I'm saying things. I don't want to be saying the wrong thing. You know what I mean? That little thing there, could be, if I say the wrong thing, it could be misleading to people. So I want to make sure I say the right thing next time I say it. I'm not too sure what causes these lights to go into flashing mode like that. I don't know if it's the cold weather. Could it be the wind? Could it be that it detected a short or a fault? There could be a number of reasons that cause these lights to go into they call it safe mode, I guess. But it has to be a couple of reasons that causes that. It could be water in the box. It could be moisture. It could be, you know, maybe it's a various of different things too. Maybe it's not just one particular thing.
101 Adam Robin.
I know a short circuit can definitely cause it. But it's interesting. So at least some of these cars are at least slowing down and going through, rather than just speeding right through. So this stuff is gonna freeze up. So if you don't shovel salt this surface, it definitely is gonna freeze up, which is not good.
Winner, chicken dinner, nearly 2 feet of snow there, 16 miles away in Cambridge, just a couple of inches on the ground. And that is the story along the shoreline, especially south of Boston. Very little snow, north and west of town. Many areas got more than a...
I'm gonna hang out here and see how fast the response time is, which you always want to check on your city officials and make sure things are getting done the right way. Because if no one does it, then how will we know what's happening? And I encourage more citizens out there to do the same thing. You know, you just have to just monitor and make sure things get fixed.
8 Lyford Street. Apparently Milton PD called the base about a young female with a 10-year-old who was sitting in their caller's car trying to keep warm, and the female was drunk. So they're looking for us to do a well-being. 8 Lyford. I don't know if he dropped them off there or what. This call's coming from Milton.
Okay, ma'am, we'll check it out.
car almost got hit doing that. Like, he didn't even bother to stop. Until it's kind of windy out here based on that sign shaking. If you guys can see that bus stop sign shaking over there.
Operating to the Bravo 103. 59 Pontiac Street. We don't have any snow, but they're still fighting over a parking spot. 59 Pontiac.
Fighting over a parking spot early in the morning.
103 to the rescue.
So much stuff goes on in the city, it's unbelievable.
Bravo 101.
All the calls are coming in.
43 Top Street for a residential alarm. It's a front door alarm.
This is going to Pontiac Street. Pontiac Street's down by Tremont and Brigham Circle. These guys are not using any brakes going through the intersection, which is not safe. I mean, you gotta use some kind of braking mechanism or something. You can't just go through an intersection without even slowing down. What if two cars feel they want to do the same thing from different directions? Like, I'm not saying they would, but it can happen. Or what if one car's in the process of going and you just fly through? So many different scenarios that can happen. And keep in mind, these grounds are wet and they're slippery, very slippery. Ice, it's gonna freeze up just as quick as it melts.
Temperature is starting to get colder in Boston. It's 32 degrees right now. Overnight tonight, it still remains mostly cloudy. We drop into the 20s virtually everywhere. A few leftover
So they're going to drop into the 20s, which is not good either. There's another one going right through. Oh, he slowed down a little bit.
This one's going to be rain moving in Friday night into this Saturday morning, upcoming weekend. Right now, 32 here in Boston, and it's 8:35. So, how's your day going on the road? Well, it really depends on where you are, right? WBC's Jim McKay has made his way to Quincy this morning.
Yeah, so we didn't get a lot of snow. We got some snow. It got mixed with rain, sleet. So we got if I was to guess, I say we got about 3 to 4 inches in the city. And it's slushy, so it's heavy. And the most important thing you got to remember when you're moving heavy snow like this is try to do it. Don't do a whole full shovel. Do like a quarter to a half shovel. Because all that extra weight is making your heart and your blood work extra hard. And you don't want to do that. So just take your time. They always say bend at the knees. So bend at the knees. You know, take frequent breaks as well too, because this is what could cause you to have a heart attack or overexertion. So just when you shovel the snow, just do it in moderations. You know, I know you want to get it done quick as possible, but be safe at the same time. Okay, traffic department has arrived. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same guy or not, but it's kind of hard to tell. It looks like a different truck, but I'm gonna get out and probably do a little bit of recording, like I always do. I always gotta get out into the streets. You know, you just gotta. They arrived within, looks like 15 minutes, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna see if I can get myself situated here. It might be the same guy that responded, but he even said 2 guys for this one. So this one probably a bigger, probably because it's a more complex intersection or something. They got 2 trucks in the area just to assist. But you get this off the mount. There we go. Let me jump out and give a little footage of what's going on in the city. It can't hurt. I'm already here. I was gonna take off, but I figure I might as well do something. One of the guys is the same. The other guy is a different guy. So might as well get a little footage. It can't hurt. These grounds are a little slick, so you just gotta be careful. So they'll probably have this up and running in probably less than 5-10 minutes. Just want to give you a little footage of windy out here too. Not only is it cold, but it's windy, so that makes it even more troublesome. One's a traffic control box, and the other one, I believe, is the street lighting box. So, like, there's 2 different boxes. One controls the street lighting, and one controls the actual traffic lighting. So, and they know which box this is. Obviously, they should know by now. Watch these cars, how they just like to speed right through and don't stop, and that's not good. the city of Boston got rid of all their metal plates. Oh, I was saying I hope the city of Boston got rid of all the metal plates they had on the grounds, or at least marked where they were, because a few years ago there was tractors that were pushing those plates all over the place because they didn't know where they were, and they were like, those tractors can't fill that little shift, so they just move them. Like they won't know that they're there until they get moved. So these lights are back in service. I don't know if you guys noticed it. So like I said, within 5-10 minutes they have it back in service. And once again, another fast response from the Boston Traffic Department. And they came out within I can't even tell what, at least 15 minutes. I can't tell exactly what time it is right now, but it's, I have to look at something real. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, I got 22 minutes, so they respond under 20 minutes, which is, I'm impressed. I'm absolutely impressed with the, I don't know if you've seen that guy hopped out right in front of that other car, but he has the stop sign over here, and I don't know why he didn't see that car coming. It was a close but no cigar. They did a pretty good job on getting everything up and running, you know. And these guys are busy. Like, these guys they're all over the city, so they got to cover a good deal of the city. Sometimes they're pulled from one sector to go to another sector, so it's tough. It's like you can't expect them to be everywhere, but then again they are. So they're doing a good job. Sometimes you have downtime, sometimes you don't, but they do work. Overall, the city of Boston gets a in this department they get an A+. They definitely get an A+ for response time and service. Not saying all the departments are the same, but this department here, the traffic department, gets an A+ when it comes to response time and taking care of the job. That's why I say, if you guys see something, like, you can't expect them to know that the light is flashing. You gotta call it in, because the light could be flashing for a long period of time and they won't know. If you don't take a common courtesy as a citizen, that's your right, or your duty, I should say, to just call in something that you see. Well, you have a right to do it too, but you also have a duty. So we're just going to basically check the cycle, make sure the cycle is working pretty good. And it looks like it is. And once the cycle was on, then off to the next one. They did their thing, they did their jobs, they did what they have to do. Lights are working. This turn here always gets people. I don't know. Maybe because the cars are coming around this corner and the turn is so sharp that they're going too fast that they don't realize cars are coming out. Maybe that's what it is. So they're basically checking the cycle, make sure everything does the four-way stop, which it does. Guys are doing a great job over there. That's called teamwork right there. You got everybody making sure everybody's doing the right thing and everybody's helping each other out. You know. Wish more jobs had places like that where there was more of a team than just one person doing the whole thing. And a lot of these utility companies like Verizon and Eversource, they've been up like all night doing all various different things, power lines down and stuff like that. So those guys, you know, they're out in this frigid, cold, wet weather, doing some unbelievable stuff out there. You know, it's not easy getting into a bucket truck and connecting wires back onto a pole when it's still raining and all that kind of stuff. It's not good. So they're gonna check all the lights, make sure everything is working. And they're probably checking to make sure all the bulbs are working too, because you want to make sure. Sometimes there could be a bulb out that you don't know about. So I guess while they're looking, they're double checking everything, make sure everything is good. Everything seems to be everybody's buying those V plows. They're kind of good, but not. You know, there's more stuff you got to maintain. You know, the regular straight plows does the trick. You know what I mean? Unless you're trying to achieve something where you're making just a one straight path down the whole road. Other than that, you don't really need a V plow. You know, it doesn't. You know, some people like to have it because it's just newer. But it doesn't do anything different than the regular plow does. I'm not sure of the price, but I think their V plows are probably more expensive. I would think, because it's more, maybe not too much more expensive, just a little bit. All right, my man, great job. Keep up the good work. Like I said, once again, the traffic department, they got a good score on their response. Overall, I haven't known them not to have a good response. Job well done. They came out in good time, solved the issue. So that's like probably 29 minutes in there, done with pretty much everything. Like those Verizon guys, like those guys been more busy than they should be busy. They've been busy, like, I don't know if those little light telephone lines that you see on the utility poles. Those lines, they're not holed up by a lot. There's like a few, hooks and stuff like that. But those things tend to fall with the fastest because they're the lightest, and they flap in the wind easier than the other ones. And they're a little bit more easy to knock down than the heavier wires. So they've been all over fixing up those little Verizon cable wires, or I don't know if you call them cable, you could call them fiber optic, some, and some are like, I guess you could call them cable because they are technically a cable. Alright, once again, another fine job by the Boston Traffic Department. Across the street is the United States Postal Service right there. and right next to me is the Social Security building. So the Social Security building, I believe, is closed to the public, so there's no public access in there at the time. However, they do have employees that work in there. It may be by meeting or scheduling only. I don't think you can just walk in like you normally could or would have been able to. Alright guys, I'm gonna head up out of here. It looks like they did an outstanding job servicing the community. Lights are back to normal, traffic's back to normal. Other than that, not much else to report. Just gonna take a quick walk through this kind of wet area. And this stuff is heavy. Like, I don't know if you guys been out in the snow yet, but this stuff is, slushy. Holds a lot of water. That's why you gotta be careful. And then there's ice underneath it, so that makes it even more dangerous. So right now they did a pretty good job getting everything up and running. No issues, no problems. I'm pretty sure they're off to the next call. They probably get so many calls in the city of the same nature, but if I see one, I'll be sure to report it. So next time, guys, I'm Nez Porter. I'll catch you on the next one.